the macula. Tell us a little bit more about the macula and what it does and how it works.
The macula is one particular part of the retina, but before I can really explain what the macula is, I need to explain a little bit more about what the retina is. So the retina is at the back of our eye, and it has a light sensitive layer at the back of our eye. And back there are photoreceptors that can recognize the light that's hitting the back of our retina. It's a bit like the film at the back of a camera. And those photoreceptors transform the light into an electric signal, which is then sent via the optic nerve to our brain. Now, in the retina, because it is a biological system and it always tries to be economical, the density of those photoreceptors is not equally distributed. So you can look at each photoreceptor is a bit like a pixel in an iPhone. So unlike an iPhone where you have an equal distribution of those pixels, in the retina those pixels are much, much higher concentrated in one particular spot, and that is the macula. Whereas in the periphery, the density of those pixels of the photoreceptors is much lower. So the macula is only a few millimeters across. It's roughly about 5 millimeters or so. And you could argue it's probably the most important 5 millimeters of tissue in your entire body. There's nothing else that has a bigger impact on your entire life than those 5 millimeters of tissue in your body, because it mediates our fine vision. So we use that particular part of the retina to read or to recognize faces, or for driving, anything that is required to recognize fine detail. Because our peripheral retina, what we can see out here, we cannot recognize the small details. So you may be able to just about see how many fingers are here, in particular when you move them, but you don't have fine resolution. So our periphery, we use that to navigate, to be aware of our surroundings and to detect movement. It's quite sensitive to movement. But the center of our vision, and we constantly move our eyes around to point that bit to what we're interested in, that is really needed for the high resolution vision.